to create a motion loop animation like that. You can watch this video until the end. The first step, create a new composition in After Effects. Type the name of the composition. In this tutorial, I use full HD resolution with 30 FPS. Create a new solid layer. I named it glowing. This is very important, so that the glow effect is not cut off. Then set the resolution, which is bigger than the size of the main composition. I will set it at 2K resolution. The next step, select Effect in the menu. Then in the Video Copilot option, select Saber. If you have installed the Video Copilot plugin correctly, of course the effect will appear. Move the dots up and down on the Saber effect. I will make it look like that. Expand render settings. In the composite setting, change it to transparent, so that it's not too bright. Reduce the glow intensity value. After that, change the color. I'll use yellow in the first line. Go to the opacity settings. Activate the keyframe. Here I set the opacity to 0 at the start, and at 1 second I set it to 100%. Duplicate the layer. After that, flip the view horizontally. On the right line, I change the color to green. So that it looks unified, use screen mode. And next, I'm going to create the shadow. Duplicate the layer again, move it down. Enable 3D layers for all layers. Open rotation settings. Change the value on X rotation. I'll change it to 106 degrees. For this layer, I'm going to rename it down. Duplicate the layer for the shadow. And then flip the layer horizontally. On the color settings, I'll copy over from the green color code. On the opacity of both layers down, I'm going to lower the value to 60% in the last keyframes. And next, create a layer to set the camera. In camera options, I'll add the blur level value to 705. And for the aperture, I'll change it to 135. Don't forget to activate depth to field. After that, create null object. Make null object the parent for camera 1. Open the scale setting on the null object. Activate keyframe at initial duration. At 5 seconds, I create a new keyframe. And reduce the scale value so that objects can be seen zooming in and out of the frame. And now, I'm going to create the background. Create a new solid. For resolution, I use FHD size. Add a fractal noise effect. In complexity, I change it to 100. Expand transform setting. Uncheck list uniform scaling. For scale width, I change it to 1000. And for scale height, 1. Activate 3D layer. Move it to the bottom layer. In the scale setting, change it to 2500. And in the X rotation setting, change it to 95 degrees. After that, adjust the placement right in the middle. Then hide the layer. Create a new adjustment layer. Move the layer halfway between glowing and down layers. Add a compound blur effect to the adjustment layer. In the blur layer setting, change it to the hidden layer name. And choose effects and masks. In the aperture on the camera layer, I increase the value to 485. Next, cut the work area to 5 seconds. And then trim comp to work area. Select all layers, then choose Pre-Compose. I named it Elements. Go to Composition Settings. Extend composition duration. I made this composition 30 seconds long. Right-click, select time, enable time remapping. Extend element comp. To make it move repeatedly, type an expression for loop out. And next step, duplicate element comp. Shift the new composition to 1 second. I'll be duplicating the composition into 5 element comps, and give it 1 second space on each composition. In the next step, I want to create a background layer with a gradient ramp effect. On the left side, I chose a dark yellow color. And for the right one, I chose dark green. For the last one, create a new adjustment layer. And then add the noise effect. In amount of noise, change the value to 4.0. Unchecklist use color noise. For a slightly glowing look, you can use the lighten mode on any element comp. And all steps are done. If you want to make a looping animation, you can start it at 5 seconds. And the result will be like this. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in another tutorial.